Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Raila Odinga breaks his own record of becoming the king of handshakes. He now makes the fifth handshake with William Samoei Ruto, a president who swore that he would never ever get into a conversation that would lead into a handshake with the old mzee wa kitandawili. If you've been following this channel, the day Raila came from Addis Ababa and he headed straight to Mombasa State House, and we saw certain documents with the two lawyers, James Mwangi on his side and Kithure Kindiki, the new deputy president, I knew the outcome. When Raila Odinga said that he was traversing the country ostensibly to ask his people the way forward, you can bear me witness that I had predicted that Raila was going to support William Ruto, but with certain conditions, because a deal had been hatched. And so today, Raila Odinga had a handshake with William Samoei Ruto. And very fast, because this is something that has been discussed by several political analysts and pundits, Raila has supported William Samoei Ruto and is saying very fast that some of the conditions are full implementation of the NADCO report, and you know why, inclusivity in all public life, protecting and strengthening devolution, promoting and protecting the livelihoods of young people. And I know he's talking of this because of the recent abductions, leadership and integrity, right to peaceful assembly and protest, national debt, fight against corruption, stopping wastage of public resources and promote government efficiency, protecting the sovereignty of the people, the rule of law and constitutionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, what Raila is saying can only be likened to what the US under the administration of Joe Biden used to tell William Ruto. You know, stop this, stop the abductions, but there's nothing that they do. They simply talk. And I want us to watch several videos and I want us to discuss this because I know this has earned Raila several names: conman, a traitor. It's even funny that others are saying that he's a strategist. Who is Raila to you? Is he a conman? Is he a traitor? Is he a strategist? Even as we delve into this discussion, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to tell you what exactly we must do moving forward. But before that, allow me to bring to you a very solemn plea from a very young lady who is pleading for your help. Because if we don't come in for her, she's at the verge of dropping out from college.
Hello. My name is Raila a student at KMTC Thika campus, in my second year taking a diploma in nursing. I'm here to ask for your help to help me raise my fee for this semester. Wazazi wangu hawajaweza kupata pesa ya kulipa fee kwa sababu walipoteza kazi. Nilijoin nursing, nilijoin KMTC nilijoin KMTC 2023 September, na hiyo semester ya kwanza ilikuwa tu sawa kwa sababu wazazi walikuwa wanaweza kupata pesa ya kukidhi mahitaji yangu, kulipa fee nini. Ingawa kulikuwa na mashida kiasi, lakini waliweza kunisaidia. Lakini nilipokuwa naingia semester ya pili, wazazi walipoteza kazi na hapo ndio shida ya kulipa fee ikaanza. Na kwa tangu hiyo muda nimekuwa na shida ya kulipa fee, shida ya kupata pesa ya kukidhi mahitaji yangu ya kila siku, chakula, shopping, na imekuwa shida kubwa sana kwa sababu wakati mwingine nilikuwa nalipa fee one day to exam kwa sababu kwa rules za shule wamesema huwezi ukafanya mtihani kama hujalipa school fees yako yote, na ni mtihani na pia assessment za rotation. na wakati mwingine tunapelekwa rotation za nje ya Thika, na hiyo pia inahitaji expenses zingine kwa sababu unafaa kulipia nyumba, maji na stima na chakula huko nje. Na tumefungua tarehe 3 mwezi tarehe 3 March, na sijaweza kulipa fee, na kwa juu ya hiyo nimekosa hostel za shule. Kwa hivyo ilibidi nichukue nyumba nje na rafiki yangu ambaye tuna share cost kila kitu. Semester ni 6 months na tunalipa 4K each month for 6 months nyumba sasa. Na sina shopping, ningeomba pia mnisaidie pia niweze hata kupata hela za kufanya shopping na kufanya mahitaji yangu ya kila siku hapa na pale, kwa sababu kwa sasa imekuwa ngumu kufanya hivyo kwa sababu wazazi wangu hawajapata pesa ya kukimu mahitaji yangu. Ningeomba mnisaidie kwa njia yote ile mnaweza, ile Mungu atawaguza vile jinsi ambavyo Mungu atawaguza. Mimi nitashukuru sana na nitapromise ku work hard na ku work smart, niwafanye wote mkuwe proud, sababu nataka kusoma ili hadi mimi baadaye nikuje nikasaidie watu wengine, niwasaidie watu wengine ambao labda wako kwa hali moja kama yangu, na niweze kuwa nurse ambaye atatibu watu na kusaidia watu hapo mbeleni. Asanteni sana na naomba usaidizi wenu kwa njia yote ile ambayo Mungu atawasaidia. Asante.
Now, we talked with the mom and dad, and they're telling me they used to have a job. Even as they were enrolling their daughter to undertake nursing as a course, because you'd be asking why. They knew very well that they didn't have the money. Why did they take their daughter to school? Last year, when they took their daughter to school, they had a job. But as you all know, several people are suffering under the policies of the government. They lost their jobs and now they are stranded. Hope is the firstborn in the family. And she's really pleading that if God would touch your heart, please help. And so I'm going to request you, ladies and gentlemen, that we do a 50 bob challenge. What is happening is the second semester fee is 39,000 Kenya shillings. And then she missed out on an opportunity to get hostel at the college because she has not paid any amount of money. The fee balance now is still 39,000 Kenya shillings. And as such, if she succeeds, then she's going to board. Currently, she's living with a friend. And you know, it is not sustainable to stay with a friend. The friend can only host you for certain days, and that can only happen if she's going to manage to pay the school fees. And she intends to acquire a room for herself outside the school because she will not get a place for late payment. And she's looking for a house of about 4,000. You know, the houses around the colleges are not always very expensive for reasons that you understand. If she acquires a house that goes for 4,000 Kenya shillings, if we are able to do 6 months, that will be 24,000. That is, if we cover for her the whole semester. So 39,000 Kenya shillings is the school fees plus 24, that would be accommodation fee, totaling 63,000 Kenya shillings. She's also saying that the way things are, even getting personal needs is becoming a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever dropped out of school, then you'd understand what I mean. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to plead with you. We just want to do a 50 bob challenge because now the school fees plus accommodation is 63,000 Kenya shillings. It sounds quite amount. If we add the amount for personal needs, maybe 10,000 or 20,000, it can even go to about 90 or 100,000. Now, if we can get only 2,000 people giving us 50 shillings each, then we will be able to make a difference in Hope's life, because this is her last hope. Like, her name is Hope. You are her last hope. Now, if we can get just one person who can clear that fee, or 2 people, or anyone who has got 50 shillings, I've said if we get 2,000 people who can give us 50 shillings, you can imagine that will be 100,000. We clear the second semester, we give her a befitting accommodation, then we do shopping, a few things that she can use. Now, there are two ways of payment, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, I understand that all the medical colleges use one thing. There is an app they call Jiunge app. Now, in this Jiunge app, if you know or you want to download, it will require your email and a password to that email. And she's saying that once you have logged in, you will search for KMTC. Then you will get Thika KMTC, and under the KMTC, it will be asking, that is if you want to pay for Hope, and I will pin that down. It will require admission number, and the admission number is there. I will pin it down there, D/N/URS, all that. The name is Hope Rofeka. That is the name. So you can go direct and pay via the Jiunge app. They don't have a provision for paying directly to the bank. That's what they're telling me. Now, if you do that, please share with me so that we can reconcile. We just want to ensure that we get the required amount of money. So if you do that, you can share with me. The number two option is my number. If maybe going the way of Jiunge app is not very applicable for you, you can send directly in my number. I'm just requesting for that 50 bob challenge. If we can do it today, Saturday and Sunday, if we can do this by Monday, I'll be very happy. The father is also requesting, he's an artisan who is specialized in interior decor. And he's saying, if anyone in the channel requires his services or can connect him anywhere, he's readily available. You can contact me, because the reason why the daughters come to you is because her dad lost the job. So as you prepare to help Hope, you can also consider the dad, because he does that. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the plea, and I hope you are going to come in a big way so that we can make a difference. We bring hope into Hope's life. Thank you in advance as you purpose to give. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a conman, he's a traitor, or a strategist. Raila Odinga did a handshake with the late President Torotich Arap Moi Daniel. He did it with Mwai Kibaki the late. He did it twice with Uhuru Kenyatta. That makes it 4. And now he has done it with William Samoei Ruto. Indeed, Raila is the 5th, and the 5th as the co-president. Some say via the back door, some say anajua kufinya. Others say you steal his votes, he steals your president. But I have seen people very bitter. Raila went round and round, and there was no taking people around, because he had made up his mind he was going to work with William Samoei Ruto. Instead of lamenting, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the situation where we are in, what exactly should we do? Number one, we need to call out our politicians for who they are. Dishonest. It is not only Raila Odinga who is dishonest. It is not only Raila who is a conman. Listen in to William Ruto as he promised his supporters, the hustlers, that he would not engage in any conversation that would lead to a handshake. And you will know that every politician is a conman. Every politician is selfish. We need to call them out for who they are.
Wacheni kutuhadaa. Mambo ya uchaguzi tulimaliza. Ile mambo tunataka kwa hawa watu ni mawili. Tumemwambia bwana Kitendawili, nyinyi mumezoea tabia mbaya. Hakuna tena maandamano ya fujo itafanyika katika taifa letu la Kenya. Ama mnasemaje watu wa Teto? Sio mambo ya maandamano tukomeshe? Na ikome kabisa. Na kwa sababu wamezoea hiyo tabia mbaya, wanaleta fujo, ati ndio waingie kwa serikali. Walikuja wakaletea fujo Moi, Moi akawapatia cooperation. Wakakuja wakasumbua Kibaki, wakaenda na nusu mkate. Wakakuja wakazungusha Uhuru, wakaenda na handshake. Hii serikali ya mahasla hii iko hiyo maneno kweli? Hii ya mahasla hakuna handshake, hakuna nusu mkate. Mtu ya kitendawili kazi ambayo tumebakisha ni kuweka yeye kwa wheelbarrow mpaka Bondo. Hakuna kazi nyingine imebaki. Ama mnasemaje? Ajira ya hawa vijana. Niko kanatigo. Tunaelewana? So we are telling our friends, we can negotiate on many things, but we cannot negotiate on two things. We cannot negotiate on a handshake or nusu mkate, and we cannot negotiate on violence. Violence must stop, and there is no nusu mkate, and there is no handshake. Hiyo ingine tunaweza kuongea. Ama namna gani? Neko? Tumekubaliana? Wale wanasema tumekubaliana hiyo maneno tu. Bas.
You asked me a direct question whether there will be a handshake because of this situation. I want to tell you there will be no handshake. But there will be an engagement in Parliament on the issues that have been raised. Those that Parliament can resolve, they will be resolved. And when I say there will be no handshake, I know that there is a context, like we were being told here, please have a handshake. Unfortunately for us in Kenya, a handshake has a different connotation. And that is the one that I am talking about. The handshake that brings the opposition and government into some conundrum and a mongrel and an outfit that is undemocratic, unconstitutional, and illegal. We are a democracy. And in a democracy, it is underpinned by a system of checks and balances, where you have a government and an opposition. The history we have of the handshake is where there was a fusion of government and the opposition, and the results were very disastrous for Kenya. There wasn't any accountability. The whole system went rogue, and the people of Kenya do not want a situation where democracy is undermined. Democracy is, the system of checks and balances is undermined. Kenyans want a democracy where the system of checks and balances works.
So So both William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga, if you feel their comment, both of them, William Ruto promised to not engage in this kind of conmanship. He calls it a conundrum, an illegal outfit. Now he's the one who went and begged Raila for this. Raila has got every right to join the government. The only problem that I have with him is that he should have taken people round and round that is doing consultation. Number two, he should have taken people to the streets to be killed. If you know that after elections you want to join a handshake, don't subject your people to be killed. So we need to be very careful. Instead of lamenting, oh, ametusaliti, amefanya nini, what is the way forward? And as I have said, let us know. Tuanike, they are conmen. Wanatudanganya, they would wink us. Number two, we need to move forward. As Kenyans, if you don't subscribe to Raila's political ideology, let us not read from the book of lamentation forever. We need to forge ahead. How do we do that? Sensitization. Let us talk about this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we need to take these people home. I have always insisted in this political forum that all the political suspects, the usual suspects, must be sent home. William Ruto, Surgoi. Raila Odinga, Opoda Farm. Mudavadi, I don't know where. Moses Wetangula, wapi? We need some fresh blood to take us to the real Canaan that we've always talked about. So we need to sensitize our people, especially the youth, who feel that Raila has betrayed us because Ruto killed us and is taking advantage. The youth must now engage in taking IDs. Because even if we lament up to 2027 without a strategy, then we are doing nothing. So as we sensitize, let us take IDs, ID cards, identification cards, because this will be the real change for us. We need to go on the ballot box like 202, a revolution. With one mind that these people must go home. That is number 2. Number 3, the other coalition, Kalonzo now calls that coalition. How does he call that coalition? Kalonzo was saying, I'm just looking at this. Yes, Kalonzo is saying that what has come out of KICC today is the biggest betrayal of Kenyans. The People's Loyal Coalition will never betray Kenyans for temporary comfort. What he calls the People's Loyal Coalition must now move ahead with their plans without Raila Odinga. I saw Kalonzo and the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, saying that Raila should come so that they work together. Raila is gone, and the coalition must move on without him. They cannot continue holding themselves hostage because they are waiting for Raila. Let them move on. Kenyans are with them. As they move on, let us not witness any kind of inside betrayal, because inside that coalition there is a feeling that some of them are working with William Ruto at night. Let them not commit any betrayal tendencies within them. Let them tell Kenyans early enough who they are building their coalition around. If you ask me, Kalonzo Musyoka, Maraga is there, but Maraga is not with them. I believe they will join hands together at some point. So let them tell us mapema wanaunga nani mkono. Number 3, Kenyans must shun tribal politics. And I'm telling you that is the conversation that we need to have. Hii mambo ya kusema conman ametunini. Yes, if he's a conman, then what are we doing to ensure that all the conmen go home? Because if we are not careful, William Ruto anajipanga. Sisi tunafaa kujipanga. Ukilia hapo mpaka kesho yeye anajipanga. Let us shun tribal politics, because if Ruto succeeds in dividing leaders and Kenyans along tribal lines, he's gone. Atachukua mapema asubuhi. The last one, we must shun away from taking bribes. I saw what William Ruto did in that Jesus Winner ministry of Edward Mwai, and Kenyans were celebrating. They're asking, we know the amount of money that the president earns. He goes to and gives this money in church, yet there are wastage, corruption and all that. And you saw Kenyans clapping. That is exactly what William Ruto is going to do in 2027. Money, they will hoard the money now. Your money, taxpayers' money. Atakupatia 2027. Let us shun and ensure that we don't take these bribes. Because the moment you take a bribe, 50 bob, 1,000, you've seen people being paid as they go for rallies. And Ruto is testing. He knows very well, atakuweka kwa njaa, hiyo siku utachukua hiyo pesa, then unampigia. Gen Zs must engage in a revolutionary election. We have Gen Zs in their millions. They must ensure that they have one common agenda. They must now lead forums, sensitize each other, take ID, ensure that they have one presidential flag bearer. They rally behind him and ensure that tumeng'oa hii serikali come 2027. And I don't know what you think, but I think we need to engage in a conversation that will move us forward. We cannot keep on looking at the past. Forward ever, backward never. Ladies and gentlemen, please bring hope to our very young daughter, Hope, to ensure that she fulfills her dream.